Hello, everybody. Today I wanted to talk about this issue, what I believe to be an issue for the heliocentric model. So, what we have here is basically the moon. We're told that we only see one face of the moon due to something called tidal locking.
Small telescope tonight, you'll be able to see huge craters and ancient lava plains. Looking in tomorrow, then you'll be able to see the exact same things. As you know, our modest moon only shows us one face, ever. If you could look at the moon orbiting the Earth from above, you'd see that it orbits once on its axis exactly as long as it takes to orbit once around our planet. It's always turning, showing us exactly the same face. What's it hiding? The moon isn't the only place in the solar system where this happens. All the major moons of Jupiter and Saturn show the same face to their parent. Pluto and Charon, or even stranger, the two worlds are locked, facing one another for all eternity. Astronomers call this tidal locking. It happens because of the gravitational interaction between worlds. As you're aware, the moon is pulling at the Earth, causing the tides. In fact, the pull of the moon is so strong that the ground itself rises up 30 centimeters, about a foot, as it passes by. It's even more powerful on the moon. The gravity from the Earth distorts the moon into an oblong shape. The sides pointing towards and away from the Earth bulge outward, while the others are pulled inward to compensate. It makes the moon football-shaped. It's no big deal now, but in the ancient past, shortly after its formation, the moon was spinning rapidly. This meant that the part of the moon bulged towards us was constantly changing, like water tides on Earth. Vast amounts of rock needed to shift and change shape to bulge towards the Earth and then settle down again. And this takes time. So the position of the bulges on the moon were always a little out of alignment with the pull of gravity of the Earth. And so these bulges acted like handles that the Earth's gravity could grab onto and torque back into place. Over time, the Earth's gravity slowed down the rotation speed of the moon until it stopped, forever. The same process happened on all the large moons in the solar system. Because of its smaller mass, our moon became tidally locked to the Earth billions of years ago. And now the process is continuing to make the Earth tidally locked to the moon as well. In the distant future, the moon will stop moving in the sky and hang motionless, visible from only half the Earth. How distant? In about 50 billion years. Long after the sun has died, the Earth and the moon will finally be tidally locked to each other, just like Romeo and Juliet, Fry and Leela, Pluto and Charon. The force of gravity is a powerful thing, powerful enough to stop a moon in its tracks.
This tidal locking, as this video showed, states that the moon orbits at the same exact time as the moon rotates on its axis. So they're completely synchronized. However, as we can see here from this information from space.com, we see that the moon orbits at a different rate than it rotates around the Earth, or than it rotates around its axis. So it's 27.32 degrees compared to 27.32 days compared to 27 days. And why this is an issue is because this means that they are not synchronized. This means that the rotation and the orbit are a mismatch, so that over time the rotation will overtake the orbit, such that the backside of the moon will eventually start to make its way into the face facing the Earth. And so actually I did some of the math here. So it 27.32 divided by 27 is 1.01, which is 101.19%. And so this means that in one rotation, you will get 1.19% change, which over a year is 14.28% of the moon would be changed. That's entirely noticeable, and this means that within under a decade, the moon would be the entirely opposite face. And this is with the numbers that we are given. You're given the 27.32, which is the most generous that I could find. I was finding numbers like 29. So these numbers are Like if you're getting numbers that are between 27 and 29.5, they have to be exactly a match. You can't have 27 and 27.3. You can't have 27.3 and 28, or 29.5 or 27 and 29.5. Any mismatch means that there will eventually be a change, and we never notice a change. We see the same face of the moon as admitted every time. If anyone would like to explain this, please feel free. If you can correct this or give a good explanation, I'll put it in the title of this video that it's been explained, because that's really what is needed. You have to explain this phenomena using your data, your model for the heliocentric model. One thing I want to say here too is, for people that are of the planar cosmology, it's the heliocentric side that claims to have all the hard science, all the hard numbers, all these things that need to be proved, because they've had so many years of academic support, academia support. So they have to be able to show this. They have all these hard numbers. I don't claim to know the height or the distance to, the sun or the moon in planar cosmos. So there's a less mathematical scrutiny. It's more reliant on the observation, on the empirical, rather than the mathematical calculations. But because Helio claims to have these numbers figured out to mathematical science, then they need to be able to explain this. So you need to be able to explain this mismatch, or why we don't see the moon, the back side of the moon, the far side of the moon, creeping up along the face of the near side of the moon that we always see. Please do, if you have any contention or anything, keep it respectful. We're just explaining it here. Let's understand both sides and everything to this, so we can, reach the actual truth. Please do keep it respectful and civil. But please do try to explain, because to me this is a bit of an issue. To claim tidal locking, but then to not have them be synchronized that's not what tidal locking claims. So thank you for watching. Let me know what you think. Discussion is what it's all about here. Just please be respectful. Why waste your time calling someone a name or being vituperative and insulting them when you can actually speak to them, convey information and facts? To me, that just seems a lot more productive, which is, what I'm here to do. So hope y'all are too. Thank you for watching, and feel free to share.